Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our first guest is an expert at reading body language and says we can learn a lot about people by picking up on their nonverbal cues. Our focus today is on women, and we welcome back the author of the Human Lie Detection and Body Language 101, Vanessa Van Edwards. Good to see you again, Vanessa.
Thanks for having me.
I just think your segments are always so much fun. and sometimes we think we already know some of this, and in fact, some of it is kind of innate, isn't it? That we almost naturally do it without even thinking about it?
Some of it is intuitive. You know, you're like, oh, that makes total sense.
Right.
And some things are a little bit surprising. I hope I can surprise you today.
Well, let's talk about flirting, because you say there are certain cues, and this is for the male audience out there, and actually for the female audience in case they want to flirt and don't know how to.
Exactly.
One of the first things you say is women need to look up and to the side of a man.
So this is the come hither look, right? And we naturally do this when we're trying to entice a male. It's when we tilt our head to the side and show the roundness of our face, and we kind of look up at a man. That's a come hither look, and the reason is because it releases pheromones for men. So when we tilt our neck up, that's why men love the sort of neck area. It's delicious for a man. Yeah. That's why. So here's a great picture of a woman. She's tilting her neck up, and that's very attractive to a man because it also shows the roundness of our face, which is why we're filled with estrogen.
Does the hand on the neck indicate anything? Right.
So touching our neck or flipping our hair is sort of another flirting move, and this is because it releases pheromones. It also draws a man's attention to our neck, and this is a soft area of our body. The estrogen of our neck, they love seeing that roundness of our face because men don't have that, right? They have those square jaws. Exactly.
Okay, so the tossing of the hair. Yes. I did not know that was a flirty move. I just thought that was a habit.
It actually is. It becomes a habit because it's an attractive move. And so it releases pheromones, but it also shows the shine of hair. Men love, from an innate perspective, we love the shiny hair because it shows that a woman is very fertile.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you say tossing the hair, rubbing their neck. Women raise their eyebrows and lower their lids to entice a man.
Yes, so this is a very enticing pose. It sort of looks like a woman in pleasure. So that's why we do this. You'll see Marilyn Monroe. This is one of her favorite moves.
I was going to say, that sounds like a Marilyn Monroe photo.
Yeah, and that is why she does it. It was literally to cue a man, that pleasure part of a man's brain.
Okay, you say when it comes to power now, when women want power, you say women pluck their eyebrows to look helpless and raise a man's testosterone.
Exactly. So let's first talk about the things that take away power. Women tend to like to look submissive because it makes a man's testosterone raise. So there's a reason why we pluck our eyebrows under here. It's a terrible experience. Every woman knows how awful that is. The reason we do that is because it makes us look helpless. And for a man, that raises their testosterone to take care of us. So that is actually why we pluck our eyebrows so high up and we redraw our eyebrows high up our forehead.
I had no clue.
That is why
I thought it was just so we didn't look so hairy. No, it made our eyes look better.
Makes us look more vulnerable. So that, and also women expose their wrists to show they're vulnerable. You notice men smoke like this, women smoke like this.
Yes.
There's a reason for that, is because exposing our wrists shows I'm vulnerable, I'm submissive, which unfortunately in our culture means feminine.
Oh,
those
right.
Well, and then, hand in hand.
And then the limp wrist kind of thing, too, that you see Cher doing. I know you see.
Right. You'll see this with women. Yeah. That's also a show of I'm feminine or I'm submissive. So when men are acting like women, you notice they always go, ah.
Right.
That's why. It's because it's a sign of submission.
You say women can claim territory to show assertiveness.
So claiming our space, spreading our arms out, and then also when we're standing, to actually claim our space, firmly plant our feet a little shoulder width apart. That is that's a way to take back power if you want to show that you're powerful and you're feeling confident. That's a way to do it.
Oh, now how do you do that on airplanes? Because I tell you what, getting stuck in the middle seat on an airplane, and I swear to you, men just spread out, and like you're stuck like this, and I'm ready to do this, and and then I don't want to because I'm worried about how I was going to make him feel.
Because a man, that's him claiming his territory.
Yeah.
If you want that elbow room, you take it.
You just take it.
Just take it, because that is actually a sign of that you're controlling your space, you're claiming your territory.
Yeah, that's just a. Oh, gotcha. Socializing. So one of the things you say about women, that women don't like to be approached from behind.
Right.
I would think nobody would like to be approached from behind.
Men don't mind it. Women, when they're approached from behind, their cortisol levels shoot up. It's a stress hormone. Men, they don't mind it. So if you're a man, you're approaching a woman at a networking event, always make sure you try to come at her from the side or lightly tap her shoulder as a much better way to start off the conversation, right? Otherwise, she'll be on edge if you come up straight from behind her.
That makes a lot of sense. Also, use likable body language. language.
Yes, so if you're a woman talking to other women or you're a man talking to women, likable body language, this is very important for women. An expressive face, showing your hands and leaving your arms uncrossed. That's the way to sort of build rapport with other women. If you're trying to just be friendly, show that you're likable, that's how you do it. Show your hands, leave your hands loose, and smile.
The body language, when you talk about, especially women flirting, is so powerful. I can tell you from experience, I've had a roommate who was really not that attractive if you were just to look at her, but she did all of those cues that you're talking about, the hair tossing, the neck thing, the looking down, the sometimes
touching your neck,
you know, the move you see on the selfies.
That is,
and the men loved it.
That is because for a man, female attractiveness has everything to do with cues of openness.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the actual shape of the face. So men view women who are more open and willing as more attractive subconsciously.
I want to ask you about women's walk, because sometimes it seems to me like women can really walk in a way that attracts a man versus another way that doesn't.
Yes. So the swishing of the hips, men actually cannot do that. Their hips are too wide set where they cannot swish their hips like that. So when women do that, is literally saying, look how much estrogen I have. That is literally why we do it. Same with swimsuit pictures. If you look at Sports Illustrated, the way that women pose is a way that men cannot do because their hips are too set straight, whereas women have the curved hips.
So let's say you're at a bar and you want to attract a man across the way. I'm doing this for our single producers on our staff. There's only one, so just so you know.
Just for her.
Just for her. If let's say you're at a place and you see a guy you're attracted to, what should she do?
So men miss on average of 3 courtship signals. Men miss them. So you have to at least 3 times do either a hair toss, you want to look up to the side, raise your eyes
at him. So you
at
look
him.
Yeah,
and then you can look away. And you have to do it at least 3 times because on average
But
men
look
miss
at
it.
him. Do you have a stare down?
No.
No.
You want to look up to the side, right, and show the roundness of your face, perhaps toss your hair back and then look back. So it's the side look that really is that come hither look from an evolutionary perspective.
And then, so doing it 3 times.
At least 3 times.
At least
Men
3
tend to
times,
miss it.
and then wait till he comes over to ask for your number.
Exactly. And if you're the man, make sure you don't approach from the front.
Very good. Vanessa, you're so good. Appreciate that. Well, again, the title of the book is Human Lie Detection and Body Language. Thank you again. Always good to see you.